are starting our second week of virtual learning and our second week of foundations. So, lots of new stuff, lots of review stuff. So, let's get this show on the road. So, today, what you are going to need is your tile board and you are going to need your student notebook. So, you're going to need your letter tiles, okay? No new letter tiles, same ones that are already in here, and your monster book, student notebook with a pencil because you will be writing in this today. Okay, so what we are going to talk about today is when we use the C, the K, and the CK. Because remember the other day when we did dictation, I told you there were 3 ways to make the same sound. So we're going to see if we can figure out when we're supposed to use each letter correctly when we spell a word. So if I have the word sock, okay, get your tile board out. We're going to spell with our tiles the word sock. So let's tap it. Sock, sock. See. So spell it with your tiles as I'm spelling it with mine. I have s-ah. Now I need to figure out which k I need. Okay? So I could use C, I could use K, or I could use CK. Now, if you remember from last year, you should remember that our digraph CK only comes at the end, but it only comes after a short vowel sound. So, sock. We're going to use CK, sock. And actually, sock is our keyword picture for CK because it has a short vowel and it ends with our digraph. Okay, so we only use CK at the end of a word or syllable and only after a short vowel. There's nothing in between here. Okay, it goes vowel, then digraph. That's it. Okay, but if we have a word, let's use our tiles and let's make our word milk. Okay, we're going to make with our tiles the word milk. So if I tap that, milk, make sure you get all of those sounds in there. So we have and then we have a k sound. Okay, so CK comes at the end, but can I use CK here? Does it come directly after the vowel? No, it has a consonant after. Okay, so that means I have to use K because we do not use C at the end of a word. So I use K because my L is blocking the vowel. Okay, so I have a short vowel. My K is at the end of the word, but my L is keeping it from my K sound. So you only use CK if it comes right after the vowel. Okay, if there's a consonant in between, then we're going to use K. Alright, so let's clear our board. Let's take off our sock and our milk. And let's try a couple more. We got a lot to do today. Okay, let's try the word thick. Thick. Fingers up and let's tap. Ick. Thick. 3 sounds, so we should have 3 tiles. Ick. Thick. I shouldn't have put my K and my CK up. I'm going to put them right here. So I have my vowel sound I, and then my final sound is a K sound. Okay, so I have to stop and think. Is this a short vowel? I, itch, yes, short vowel. Is there anything after this before my K sound? No, because there's 3 sounds, so I need one more. So I'm going to use my CK because it comes directly after a short vowel. Good. Ick, thick. Good. We can clear our boards. All right, let's do mask. Mask. Let's tap it. Ask. Mask. I'm going to give you a second to spell it on your board. our sounds. So that can kind of give us a clue that there might be some letters after our extra letters after our vowel, right? So we have ask. So we need to figure out which k we're going to use. Okay, it's either going to be, here, let's do it this way. It's either going to be K or C, right? Because, or K or CK, because we don't use C at the end of a word. Okay, so only K or CK. Well, we know CK follows directly after this vowel. If I put a CK here, is it directly after the vowel? No, because we have this S here that blocks that vowel. So it can't be CK. So it has to be K, because this S blocks my vowel. Okay, and so that means I cannot use the CK sound or the CK diagram. So mask, ask, mask, and because of this S after the vowel, I have to use a K when I spell. All right, clear your board. Try a couple more. Let's try sick, sick. Tap it out. Sick, sick. And let's see if we can spell that. Okay, so now I have 3 sounds. Sick, sick. 3 sounds. Okay, so I need to keep that in mind when I'm building with my tiles. Ick. So my k is directly after my vowel. It's a short vowel, so which one am I going to use? CK. There is nothing blocking my vowel. Okay, it goes vowel, then k. So I use the CK. Good. And clear your board. Okay, so now that's for the end of a word. Okay, end of a word, we use K or CK, never C. But if we're starting a word, it's a little bit of a different story here. Okay, so at the beginning, which I need to put this right, beginning up here. I don't look right, but okay. So if my word is beginning with a K sound, I have to watch my vowels. Okay, I can use C if my vowel is A, O, or U. I can use K if my vowel is E, I, or Y. Most of the time, you're going to use a C for the beginning sound. Okay, maybe not most, a lot of the time, you're going to use a C. Okay, but if you're unsure, you need to check your vowels. Okay, K goes with E, I, and Y. C goes with vowels A, O, and U. Okay, and remember, we do not use CK at the beginning. Okay, only at the end. So let's practice some K sounds in the beginning of our words. Let's spell crash. Okay, so let's tap it first. Crash, K-r-ash, crash. Now we think we can spell it with our tiles. Take a guess and do the best you can. Crash, crash. Okay, actually what I'm going to do is I know my K sound is a yellow card. I know it's a consonant, so I'm going to use a blank one to kind of hold my spot because I'm not sure if I should use a C or a K yet. Okay, so I have my K sound. Sh, my digraph, sh. Okay, so here's my word. Here's my vowel. If I look up here, I see an A. It goes with the C letter. So I can take off my blank tile and put a C in. So these blank tiles kind of help us hold a space or hold a sound until we can figure out what goes there. Okay, so now I have my word crash. K-r-ash, crash. And let's go back to blends. I have 2 consonants that keep their sound, so I actually have a blend in here too. A blend and a digraph. We're not marking today. Okay, you can clear your board and let's skim. Okay, let's tap. Skim. So find your tiles. Make sure you're getting all those sounds in there. Sometimes with blends and digraphs, we can maybe skip some sounds. Okay, so let's think. I have my first sound, and then I have a k. I'm going to use a yellow tile because I'm not real sure which k I need. Vowel I, and then my last sound, skim. Okay, so I'm going to check my vowel. Where is my I at up here? With C or with K? With K. So I know, right there, that I'm going to use a K. Okay, skim. Okay, so if you're unsure, just leave it. Even if you're spelling, you can leave a space in your word. Okay, and then check your vowel, check your kind of rules that you know about our words, and then see where it goes. Okay, or see what letter you need. Good. All right. Oh. So you may clear your board, and you may put your letter tile board, I don't know where to go, away. Apparently I don't know my alphabet today. Okay. So you may put your tile board away. I want you to open up your monster book, your student notebook, to page 24. Okay, 24. At the top it'll say 3 ways to spell k. Okay, so this is the page 24. And I wrote it up here. 24. 3 ways to spell k. Okay, let's see here. You try to read it as we go. Alright, so you have a cat, a kite, and a sock. Those are our keyword pictures for C, K, and CK. So underneath that it says use C at the beginning of most words. Okay, remember that's with vowels at the beginning of a word. Okay, C is not used at the end. And for vowels A, O, and U. So they used the example cat. Underneath that, I want us to write a word for an example. They've already used crash. So let's use cost as an example because it has a different vowel. Okay, so underneath cat, I want you to use your writing lines and give me some amazing letters. You're going to write the word cost under cat, okay, because this shows C at the beginning of a word, okay? So underneath cat, and I'll write it up here. I want you to write cost. Okay, now the next box, kite, that says use K and glute sounds within K. So we hadn't really talked about glute sounds this year yet. It's coming very soon. So they have pink, and you say they have K at the end. Okay, so what we can do, and they want us to make another word, what we can do is just think of a rhyming word with pink. So we're going to change this first consonant to a new sound, and let's do sink. Okay, so let's change our P to an S and write sink. And remember, use those writing lines. Okay, so you should have cost and then sink, and I will write sink up here. Okay, and then the last one says use CK at the end of a one-syllable word right after the vowel. Remember, we cannot have anything blocking that vowel. It has to come directly after. So they're using sock, like our keyword picture. Let's use rack. So I'm going to write, using my writing lines, a, k, and I'm going to use my CK for my k sound because it comes directly after the vowel. Okay, so your top line, you should have cost, sink, and then rack. Okay, you should have cost, sink, rack on this very top line of page 24. Okay, so now let's go down to the next line. Use C when the k sound is the first letter of a blend. So they did crash, and remember A is a C vowel. Okay, so we need to have another word. And we're going to write clump because it's the first sound of the blend. And it also has a U, which is a C vowel. Clump. Okay, it uses the C in a blend just like they did for crash. Clump. Okay, next one. Oh, I guess I can write it. This is our first row. Okay, this is our second row. Clump. Okay, and then use K when the k sound is the last letter of a blend. Okay, so we have a blend, which means it is not directly after that vowel. The blend is two consonants. So let's do, oh, I just had one in my head. Oh, mask. We already did that one. So I'm going to write mask in my best handwriting using those writing lines. I'm going to write mask under milk because it's an ending blend. We cannot use CK because this S blocks my vowel. Okay. And then this last one, use CK in compound words. Compound words are two words that are put together. Humpback. Okay, so, and again, back, the k sound comes directly after my A. Okay, so we're using CK for that. So it doesn't even have to be a compound word. It just has to have a short vowel followed by the k sound. So let's do, we can just do the word shack is fine. Okay, so let's write the word shack on this last middle line in our very best handwriting using those writing lines. So shack. Okay, because the k is directly after that short vowel. There's nothing blocking the vowel from the k sound. Okay, and we are not going to do this bottom line yet. We will get to that later, but not today. Okay, so top line, you should have cost, sink in the middle, and then rack. Middle line, you should have clump, mask, and then shack at the end. Okay. We have a word of the day, but we're kind of running out of time. So let's save that word for a word of the day for a different day, and we'll get to it one day this week. Okay, so like always, watch the letter, keyword, sound poster video and work with some of the extra slides, and I will see you tomorrow.